welcome Mr. Shajan sir to gentlemen. 1990, telecom ruled the roost. Period 2000 to 2010, telecom changed the landscape, and 2011, the return is going to be entrepreneurship. Respected Registrar of Bangalore City, Dr. Mohan Alva, Diriki, from Coffee, Kim, Shankar, and Shajan and friends. It's a delight for me at IIT Education to lend our name to this game changer, EIT MET 2011. So what we're basically trying to do is, we're trying to provide a catalyst which is going to open boundaries across the globe. Swami came to me, Professor Swami, your man Friday, came to me 7 days back and told, need your help. To organize this event on a large canvas, and then Sadiq joined it. So when Swami and Sadiq joined, then you cannot say no. So that's how we decided that we are going to take this movement forward. What we can now see is basically a slow start, a slow steady start. But this movement will gradually pick up steam, and we'll find that more and more people will definitely join us. We'll accumulate and aggregate and reinforce our strength, and someday we are going to conquer. Okay? So I got a very interesting topic. It's called vocational training in the Indian context. Two things which a child needs to do wisely. One is the parent, and the other is the pin code. And if you don't choose both correctly, then obviously you are going to operate at the base of the pyramid. So I have a small presentation. I think it will be quite interesting for you guys out here. Nothing to figure about. We know that demographic dividend bulge. We know that 70% of Indian population is under 35 years of age. We know that most of us sitting out here are on the wrong side of age. Swami might be around 58. 54. I am just around 36. So I'm also gone on the wrong side of age. But 70% of Indian population is under 35 years of age, which clearly means India, the country, is getting younger and younger, and the world outside is getting older and older. If you might have seen Doordarshan, 1980s, early 1990s, there was an advertisement which would come in Doordarshan saying, "Hum do, hamare do." But now, we don't see that advertisement anymore. But "Hum do, hamare do," for translating for our foreign dignitaries, means "we too, our too," which means our too. And we used to always say when India is to represent in any sports, Beijing Asiad or any Commonwealth Games or Olympics, you say India will get one. India is certain to get one medal. That is in population. India might overtake China. Athletes are not going to get any medal at all. But now we don't see the advertisements anymore. So because that population is now slowly morphed into human capital or productivity. But as we stand out here and we speak about, we find that 58% of graduates coming out of colleges suffer from some form of skill deprivation. Okay? The dichotomy of public, the dichotomy of private, and the dichotomy of all of us working together is very important, because it's not too many cooks in the kitchen is not going to give you a better dish. It's the right ingredient which is going to give you the perfect recipe. So for all of us out here, it's very important for us to work together to form a dichotomy, because public has got skill, private companies have got skill. So if both of us start working together in tandem or in collaboration, we find that the progress which we're talking about will become much more at a much faster pace. So look at the Indian context. There's large population, there's rising per capita income, focus is on inclusive growth. You cannot make the stronger by between the poor and vice versa. The inclusive growth, you need to look at poverty, because the growth of the country is not a sufficient criteria for eradication of poverty. Poverty basically comes from access to opportunity. So it's basically the intersection of education, employment, which is very important. So inclusive growth is important. Then we look at India as a country is basically domestic led. 72% of what India produces, India consumes. There is the market of China. China is more export driven, whereas India is more consumption driven. So I am putting statistics, a little bit of statistics, so that
People have arrived at 2 million new cars are bought, 10 million new two-wheelers are bought. The markets for everything are growing, are expected to grow further as a virtuous cycle of more income and more consumption feeds each other. This is the context I'm setting out. So what's the background? So the 1 trillion, the GDP may double in 7 years. Why does it not feel right? Biggest lesson of 18 years. I mean, we're talking about post the economic reform which happened in 1991. Is basically the 3 E's: education, employment, and employability. Team is yes. I mean, it's India's largest staffing company. India's supply chain is broken. There have been 5 transitions, 3 problems. From moving from farm to non-farm, unorganized labor to organized, 1,200 corporate clients with us. We have around 60,000 employees across 880 locations. We have been placing a candidate every 5 minutes for the last 10 years. And we